Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and it is Thrifty Canucks. Yay! I've got an interesting pile today. A very interesting pile. It's not huge. Excuse me, this cough is still hanging on. I don't know. I think this is my new sexy voice. We'll go with that for a while. So, I picked up some paper. This was at my little thrift shop, and it was, I think it was $1 a package. And this is, oh, there's a little bit of staining there now, I see. But that's okay. That's part of what we do, right? But still, it was, I think it was $1 a package. And they haven't been opened except for the top of this. Nothing's taken out. So there must have just been a little bit of a leak. Now I'm going to have to check and see. Make sure it doesn't smell. But yeah, so at Staples, now I know United States, you don't have Staples, you have Office Depot, same thing, right? No, it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell. So it's just got some staining. I mean, that's what we like, right? And then this one is fine. But I'm sure, I haven't priced these, but 100 sheets, I'm sure this is probably about a $5 or $6 item normally. And unopened packages, people, can't you use this stuff to scribble notes on? And it's on both sides too, this graph paper. Love it. I'll take it any day. So there's that. And then I have this. Now, this I paid $6 for. And it has a bit of a smell. It's a little bit more vintage than normal. But there's quite a bit of yardage. I don't think there's 10 yards. That's what it says on here, but I don't think there's 10 yards. That was the original packaging on here. But there's got to be at least a few yards. So Thrifties, if you want some of this, I will give you a ½ yard piece. What's nice about this is you can cut this up for slow stitching. You can have individual, because they're little hearts, right? Individual little hearts, or you can cut them in lines or the long way. So ½ yard is what, 18 inches. So just to give you an idea, it's about like that. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 17 by 6. That's over 100 hearts. Definitely. So if it's 18 inches, you've got enough, although it's going the wrong direction. They go one way and upside down, one way and upside down. So you'd either have to cut them individually and glue them down, or by row this way, they're fine to glue down the side of a page. But then the second row would be the opposite direction. But yeah, Thrifties, if you want a piece, I will cut a piece for you. But when you get it, you will have to wash it, because I'm not washing everything. Like, it'll make me crazy to wash all that stuff and dry it. And you got to do it. You came thrifting with me. You got to do your own work. So yeah, but it is nice stuff. And like, the possibilities are just, like I said, you could take one little heart for a slow stitching cluster and put a little pearl in the center to fill in that hole, or a button. So lots of fun projects can come from this. So Thrifties, let me know if you want any of this. And then I got this piece of fabric. Now I think I got this at Frenchie's. And I just love the little squares. It would be something that I would use as kind of a base to stitch on, or, to do something with, or maybe put on a base and then build from there. So yeah, it's just fun fabric. I don't know that I have enough to give very much of this. So if you wanted a couple of squares, Thrifties, if you want a couple squares, just say, and I will cut out 2 squares for you. Cause there's really not much here. Like, I couldn't do like a 20-inch piece or something. So I think 2 squares, if you want it, just say blue and yellow squares. This one, I'm sorry, I cannot share. I have too many friends that are doing these types of journals, so I know that some of my personal friends are going to be screaming at me that they want a piece. So I won't be able to share this with you thrifties. If nobody steps up and wants it, then I will maybe offer it, just a small piece. But it's Winnie the Pooh. There's Tigger. There's Ehor, Winnie, whatever that little guy is, the bunny rabbit. I forget his name. But it's beautiful. But it's not a very big piece of fabric. And I paid $2.49 for it. And so I know, there's a couple of gals that I know already are doing Winnie the Pooh stuff. In fact, yeah, it's for non-commercial home use only. So I can't even offer it to my thrifties because I cannot sell it. I believe that's how that works. I can only use it for myself. So I can only gift it to my friends to use for their own personal use. So yeah, but it's cute. And for $2.49, of course I would pick it up. It's just an automatic thing, but yeah, really cute. Then I got this book, 50 cents, I think. Hardcovers were 50 cents. And it is The Girl Next Door. I couldn't find a date in here, but just judging by the pictures, I would say 1950s, 1960s. You can tell by the outfits that they're wearing. That's kind of clothes I wore in the 60s. Different. It's a children's book, but I bought it because I want to play on the cover. I want to do something with the girl next door, probably something evil, because they always say, "Oh, she was the girl next door." Meanwhile, she's the axe murderer. So I think I'll do something like that. I will gut it. I don't really use this type of pages, so thrifties, if you want some of this book, just say so, and I will give you 10 pages of the, just say the Girl Next Door book, because I don't use these pages anyway. So yeah, I'm happy to share that part of it. I just want the cover. That's really all I want out of the deal. So let me know if you want any of those. And then this one cost me $1, and I have a lot of coloring books. But this one, the reason I picked this one is I don't know if the person colored in here, like this is just an edging here. I don't know if the person colored in here. Yeah, because some of them are partially done, but if that's hand colored, what a great colorer this person is. Like they just colored them so well. Like it's seeping through on this side, but their coloring style is just so beautiful. I thought, I could use these. And they did color lots of them. Here we go. Look at these. So why this person wouldn't keep this? And yet this one hasn't seeped through. So is that a page in the book? No, I just see a little tiny, well, that could be in the no, I don't know if it's the flower, the ink bleeding, or if it was the bleeding from here's another mark here, from the printing. No, there's marks here. So somebody colored these. Like, look how beautiful they are. Just amazing, their coloring skills. And this one's partially done, but I just thought they would be fun additional pages to add into a journal in a tuck spot. And like, this is not finished, but I could see adding this page into a journal with 3 or 4 markers so that somebody could doodle a little bit, or coloring pencils. Coloring pencils would be better because they wouldn't dry up. Excuse me. But yeah, just beautiful. Some of them are not so beautiful, but beautiful images, and the coloring. Just look at this. Their thought process for coloring is just amazing. So I think somebody colored them, and there are more. Here we go. Like, look at that. who has time to color that beautiful and not want to keep them? They're so pretty. But yeah, everybody's different, right? This is pretty mandala. There's another one. See, now these ones, this one bled through onto the other side. Now did this one? Because it's the same style, same colors. Oh yeah, this one bled through as well. So yeah, somebody colored these pictures here and just did an amazing job. I know my coloring wouldn't be that good. Look at these, just gorgeous. So yeah, these I will use in a journal, you know, as a decorative page. There's another pretty one. So yeah, fun book for $1. I get some colored pages that I can use in a journal, and then lots of blank pages to add in as extra, you know, goodies in a journal. And a nice cover too. This has got a nice finish to it. It could actually turn into a journal cover of some kind. This one, Garden Birds, How to Attract Birds to Your Garden. I don't remember what I paid for this one. Probably $1, because that's what they go for at the one thrift shop. There's lots of pieces here that can be fussy cut out. Cussy futs? Cussy futs, that's the new word. Fussy cut. And I love the green pictures too, but there are more colored pictures. I just haven't found them yet. Okay, so this is birdhouses. Look at that. That's beautiful. Here's a directory of 100 garden birds. So for $1, I get all these birds to cut out. I will just add it to the collection of birds to cut out of all the books I have. But still really pretty, a nice size. This is great for journal cards. So lovely. I could also see using like here's an example here where I would just collage around here and then use this to make like a little booklet. So that would be the front of the book. So there's some possibilities there as well. And just pretty. So I thought for $1 it was well worth it. Lots to cut out, and just more to add to my collection of books to cut out the birds, because I have a few of them now. Oh, isn't that pretty? Well, that one's getting a little bit big, but you know, it's not to say it couldn't go in there anyway in a book. But yeah, like that one. This one was $1, and this one is called The World Almanac Book of Inventions. It is in weird shape here. Paper is really weird. 1985 is the first publication. Yeah, copyright 1985. It looks like it's taken its toll with some water, but interesting pages. So Thriftees, well, look at that, eh? What did we invent here? The bikini? The Tampax in 1937 made life easier for women. Yeah, we still didn't walk around like this wearing a Tampax. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's different inventions, but there are some fun pictures, and the coloring is in this, black and white. There's a few colored pictures in here. Well, those are very futuristic, aren't they, for their time? But then there's lots in this pink color. And of course now, because I want to show you here, there's lots of these pictures in this pink. Now, I don't know how I will share this at this point, so I'm going to put it aside and give it some thought as to how I will cut it up and possibly share the images with my Thrifties in the future. But right now, I don't know how I would do that, because I want to go through it as well for for myself. I want some of these images. But what I'll do is I will probably add it to the ephemera pile, cherry pick. And when I cherry pick, I don't pick the maybes or the in-betweens, or I pick one or two of the images that I really like, and then the rest goes in the pile to use for ephemera packs, because I go through lots of ephemera packs with people. Yeah, so pink images are really nice. I like those. So when I make up ephemera packs, there is lots of good choice. Only because I don't keep everything. I can't keep everything anymore. I'm overloaded. So yeah, there will be lots of opportunity to get some of these in the future when I actually sit down and cut it up. Because when I start, I will cut the whole thing right from the get-go. And any pages that are, don't have decent material on it, like I don't know that anybody would find these plains interesting. I mean, they're plains, and it's 1980s. It's nothing fancy. So a page like this for me goes into my printer pile, and I print backgrounds on here, usually psychedelic ones or very colorful ones, so that you just see the text in the background and the images in the background. So that's what I use those pages for. But anything that looks interesting, like this picture to me is interesting because she's looking off in the distance. He's looking to help her, but it gives you the opportunity to have captions of your own. Like I could see her. I could almost hear her saying to herself, "I should have ate the pizza. I'm getting on a plane. I should have ate the pizza." I don't know. That's what I see. And this guy is on a little tiny lawnmower on a bike. Well, if you're a person that does that type of journals where you can make up your own words for it, you can come up with some fun stuff, So those pictures, I do keep some of them, but, like where it's really nothing content that I think can be taken from it. Now here, I would keep this only because it's a list, and we seem to like lists and columns and stuff. So those things I would keep, but very plain pages. This is an atomic bomb explodes during the, can you even see that? Am I in the right spot? Yeah. So that is not interesting to me, but it's got some great text here. What's on the back? Not much of a picture. So this I would save to throw through my printer. And that's how I print background images when I just want something very colorful to use in my journals. But yeah, for the most part, that nobody wants this picture. I'm pretty sure. You can speak up if you do. I'll pull those ones for you. But for the most part, I'm looking at things like this that are far more interesting to cut out for ephemera to put in my packs. So that's that for $1 and a lot of noise. Excuse me. Now this, I could not believe. I got at 2 different thrift shops on the same day. This just makes me, I can't believe it. So this is 12 by 12. It's another one of those Keurig drawers. Now this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. And somebody brought it to my attention when I showed you guys the first one that I got, that thread spools work really nice in here. I want to use the other one for washi. I just haven't done it yet. I want to use it for washi. But then I tested it on my thread spool after she had said that. And I thought, well, that's great. Now I just got to find a whole bunch more. And so there's this one. These are small spools. I wouldn't put these in here necessarily. But the larger spools don't go through the rack. Like this one could. But the larger spools don't go through the rack wall. So I wouldn't have to add paper inside, whereas with the washi tape I would put the cardboard. I think I showed you that on the inside of the drawers, but these it worked really good. So this one, I think I paid, one of them I paid $5 and the other one I paid $3, and this is the second one, so it will sit on top or the bottom or whatever. This one's got a suede top. It must have had something sit on top of it. And here is the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's the same setup. It's just a different color. If you can see the colors there. So one I paid $3 and one I paid $5. And it's like, these are awesome. So keep your eye out for these. You know, like I said, washi tape for the one I have is 3 tiers high. and it's about 8 inches. I think it's 3 rows. Can I see it from here? Oh, I can't see it from where I am. But I just haven't done anything with it yet to get it going for the washi tape, but I will show it to you when it's filled. And I want to get another one for washi. So, but these, I like the 12 by 12, and you know, they're only 1 layer, but 6 rows, so you're getting a good amount. And you know, I could probably stack them 3 or 4 high for my thread spools, and I have a lot of thread. So that's another idea that the other lady, oh, there we go, throwing everything on the floor, that the other lady gave me. And thank you. I can't think of your name right now, but I know your name is on my video that I posted, the first one. So there's that. And then, you know, I've been watching Caroline's Thrifty Canucks videos, and she's been scoring so much unbelievable fibers and wools. The last one, I was just drooling all over my keyboard. I'm surprised it didn't start a fire. And I haven't found any for the longest time, so I was feeling a little bit mopey about that. That it's like, you know, I haven't found any nice fibers lately. And I love my fibers, and I love finding new ones. And so, you know, when you ask for these things, I always tell you, the universe doesn't necessarily give you what you want, but it always gives you what you need. And I guess I needed these colors because I don't have these colors. And so I got this beautiful pumpkin orange. And these were all masking tape together. I took all that blasted tape off. Oh, you know, I want to say something to somebody one day because that tape is horrible, horrible stuff. But this is that pumpkin orange, and it's just gorgeous. If you like fall colors or Halloween, this is a stunning color. I don't even know if it's coming through on the camera very well. So I got all of those. And then I got 2 balls. Do you remember me talking about that other fiber, and it was called Wild Child Fiber? Oh, I have a cat growling. That means another cat is bothering her. I have to pause the camera just a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Lulu is she's a bona fide princess. And whenever she wants to go somewhere, if the other cat is even remotely near her, she starts growling. And then, of course, you know, it causes a little bit of a kerfluffle, and so she growls until the cat either goes away, because they know that she's the one who rules the roost, so they either have to go away, or she growls louder and louder, and she'll get closer. She's so mean. She will get closer to them and growl louder. And so if we don't do something about it, it will eventually be a fight. But the other cats kind of know that she gets rescued, so they don't often attack her, but every once in a while she gets her Cummins, her what's coming to her. So I just wanted to break it up before it did start into a fight. Anyway, I got this purple fiber, and the last one I got was mixed colors, and it was called Wild Child. So I'm going to assume that that's what this is also called. But look at the color, is just stunning. Next to this orange. It just makes me want to work in these colors. And I got 2 balls. So Thrifties, if you want any of the purple or the like the pumpkin orange or the Wild Child purple, let me know. But the funny part about it was the next pack I picked up in my hands. And other than the purple and the orange, everything was just either Fentex or colors that I have way too much of that I'll never use in a million years, or something that was like, you know, a really ugly yarn that I didn't think I could use. But the next one I picked up was these, and they were tied together. And so if you can see, the color combination here is perfect. So this is that, I think they call it ladder trim, because it's got the little squares in between the runners, I guess is how you would call it. But a perfect match to these. It's got silver threads going through it. I can use this for a project I have on the go right now with the silver. And it's just gorgeous. So if you want some of either of this one as well, Thrifties, because I can offer the 5-yard hanks on these, no problem. But if you want some of this to complement, just say silver orange or silver purple, and then I will know which ones. And unless you want them all, just say I want all the fibers, and then you'll get all 4 styles. Because they certainly go together, and they certainly say Halloween, fall, and gypsy purple boho to me. Like wild child right there. So that's all my fibers. So I'm feeling much better, Caroline. I'm not feeling as left out anymore, because if you didn't watch her video, you got to check it out. She got quite the haul of fibers. They were just gorgeous. We just love our fibers. And then here is my last of the last thing. And I will be able to share this with the Thrifties. It's another book. But I don't want to buy books unless they're really different or, sort of different but cheap. This was, this one cost me $6. And again, I don't normally like to spend that much because I'm used to buying books for 50 cents to $1. But, there are those exceptions. And this is one of them. And at first I thought it was kind of weird because it says Bookmarks, an artist's card catalog. The person's name is Barbara Page, and this is notes from the library of my mind. So I think any book from the time she was a child that she enjoyed, she made a bookmark, but it's not a real bookmark. Isn't that perfect to cut out? Excuse me. She used library cards. Now this book is, I think it's 2018. So it's not very old. Why somebody would get rid of it? It's such a beautiful book. And it is all hand-stitched in. Oh, not hand-stitched. It's stitched in, not glued. Sorry, this is in my way. I've got to move that out of the way. And she writes the name of the author. Now, here's how I knew how old it was. Because it has her name. Not that one. Anyway, I lost it, but it has her name on it. We'll find it. So it's all these different library cards, that you would find in a book. And she has collaged on them or stamped, inked, painted, whatever. And then she put the title of the book. And sometimes she put little excerpts of the book of, something that she liked about the book, or, a quote out of the book. Or sometimes she uses pictures to describe the book in some way. So I guess if you read the book, then you would understand what the pictures necessarily mean. So she's got like Kenneth Graham, The Wind in the Willows. So I don't know if this is in something. Now it says due date 1908. I don't think that's the year of the book. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And then she keeps them in a file box. So she talks about that here. Yeah, I did read through the book a little bit. But all of they were originally just filed like this. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell what that is, that they're all in a row in 2010, 2011. So these are all the books she's read in that year. And I don't know if they're all the books she's read or if they're the books that are more memorable for her that she kept. But then it goes into page after page after page of these beautiful library cards. Drawback, they're printed on either side. That's the only drawback. But the images are beautiful. So you could put, what I would do in a case like this, because they are perfectly lined up. I've kind of looked through the light. What I would do is I would cut this out, and then instead of gluing something on the other side, like choosing a side and saying, well, I like this one, but I don't like this one, or vice versa, I would stitch or glue a piece of paper on top that is just loose. So sort of like making a notebook. You could make a notebook out of this using this as the base, and maybe put 5 or 6 layers of paper on here, stapling it very close to the edge. But there's a lot of black here, so you could cut it halfway and then have a good, it's almost a half an inch, but if you count from here on the image, so you'd get almost a half an inch where you could actually staple your papers, your note paper, and not lose this image or lose this, because you can lift it up from under the papers. So that's how I would use this book. But there are over 400 plates in here. Now this one, you get lucky because it's only on the one side. But then there's one here. Now that one is messed up because it's right in the middle. So that one gets cut up. There's also pictures of her life growing up. She talks about different things, her family. Very interesting lady. So there's other pictures, but then all of a sudden you get to another section of, you can see where the black is here. These are all images and they're just stunning. Ready to go in your journal. Nothing to do to them. Just fun little, ephemera to tuck in a journal and use. And like I said, if you make it, you can turn it into a notebook so that you use it and it's decorative at the same time. Or, if you can give up one side and not care about the other, you can back it and make it into a journal card just in itself. So just a few possibilities. You could also make this a secret card that you tuck into, how they make the folded, like they make a pocket where they put something in, and then, it's a hidden paper inside of a pocket. I think, is it My Porch Prince that does that? I think she's the first one. I've recently seen somebody else doing a hidden paper inside of a pocket. So do check it out. I'm sure there's a few. Excuse me again. Sorry. I don't know why I'm coughing like this all of a sudden. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful images. So Thrifties, if you want 3 pages of this book, just let me know and I will carefully take them apart and cut them out. Or I won't cut them out. I'll take the pages apart because they are signature pages. But there are lots here. So there's about, there's easily enough that I can give you each three pages, because there's way more than I will need. That's for sure. But yeah, so Thrifties, if you want some of these, but do keep your eye out for this book. It is beautifully bound. It's well constructed. It's different. And I don't know how to explain it, but if you ever find this book, you will know what I mean. It's just a different kind of book. Is it hard to cut up? No. I don't have the same sentiments that this person had, with these items. I just look at it as ephemera that I can use. And for what I paid, $6, I got a lot of ephemera and a lot of ephemera that I can share. So yeah, I don't have issues with cutting it up. But it is one of those books that you take the time to look at first and then you cut it. Lots of indexes and references in here to the books that she's read, and then she goes back by plates and she tells you a little bit about it. But these again are pages that I will trim out and they go through my printer. It doesn't have a gloss finish, so they will go through my printer and I will print on them to use them as background images. So that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this. This one was definitely my favorite of the day, although the purple and orange yarn is pretty special too. Oh, and I like the coffee Keurig drawers. I like it all. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative week, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon. Bye for now.